Good morning. That is how you say good morning in Danish. And the reason I'm doing that is because today I am filming from Denmark. We are in a super cute town called Ebeltoft. That is where my boyfriend's family currently lives, so we are here visiting. Next up, we are going to Toronto to see my family, but what I really wanted to do today was just show you how absolutely gorgeous it is out here and how sunny it is, thus the sun hat. So I wish you guys can see everything. It's a bit bright, so I feel like it's gonna blow up. So I'm just by the harbor right now. So I thought today that I'd just talk a little bit more about what I had brought up in my last video, which is journaling, and why I absolutely love journaling and why I believe it is something that you should do and incorporate into your routine every day. So let's get started. Okay, so we are back at it again. Hat is off. I'm sitting in the shade. Let's get right into it. So in the last video, I opened up a little bit about the struggles that I had while I was in Bali, and I will admit it was quite hard, but there was one thing that really helped me, and that was journaling. And some of you might be like, journaling? Really? That's it? That is the solution that help change your entire life? Yes, honestly, that it was as easy as that. And sometimes I don't like to call it journaling because it's so much more than that. It's my reflection of the previous day, it's me planning my future, it's me talking about my goals, and really every single day journaling, it serves a different purpose. So I would just really call it as a session where you write down, where you sit down, make time for yourself, and write out things that you care about. Really, that's kind of how I would call it. You can say you're planning out your day, you're organizing your thoughts, you're figuring out your goals, whatever it is, but really just making time for that, to write, is very important. And I believe writing something out and seeing it on paper is much more powerful than just thinking it in your head. A lot of us have all these goals and we tell ourselves, okay, I've just been dreaming about this goal, I know how to solve it, in your head. But the moment you write it down, and you start writing out the steps and you realize, no, there's actually some holes, there's some flaws, some things don't make sense. And then things start piecing together because you start asking yourself a lot of deep diving questions. And that's why journaling is very powerful. It's extremely powerful for self-reflection. And that was the biggest things that I did with it. So when I was in Bali, what really got me into it was honestly because I had no freaking idea what I was gonna do next. I was just so lost and I needed guidance. I had tried everything at that point and I was desperate. I was just really desperate for change, and any idea that someone was gonna throw my way, I was basically saying yes to. You should meditate, you should see a healer, you should go do yoga, you should draw. Anything that could come my way to help me find myself again, I was taking. And at this time, my boyfriend, Christian, his parents were visiting us in Bali, and his mother had suggested this book to me. So it's called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. It's quite an old book, but it's so powerful. Millions of people around the world have read it, and specifically artists have found a lot of success through it. And the point of this book is helping you find your creativity again by unblocking things in your life. So I don't even refer to it as creativity. I refer to it as helping you uncover the problems that you have and where they're coming from and how to solve them. This book is a 12-week program. So you can imagine, I was told you have to follow this program for 12 weeks. And the main part of it is writing in a journal 3 pages every single morning. And I said, bull fucking shit. You think I'm gonna sit there and write every single morning for 12 weeks? Are you crazy? Guess what? It is now week 11 for me. I have gone through 2.5 journals, and I can tell you that it works. I absolutely love it. There wasn't a single day that I didn't write in my journal, because that's how much it affected my life. This is one of my old journals. I threw away my other one when I was traveling, but here, I'll show you. Like, it's just absolutely filled to the brim. Okay? Just, I love it. I do it every single morning. It's so therapeutic. I suggest you go buy a notebook that you absolutely love looking at. You can see here I have a This is my favorite. It's a moleskin notebook, and it's dot grid. I don't know if you can see it. Dot grid is awesome because you can draw in it, and you can write in it, and there's no restrictions. So I absolutely love it. Anyways, so the one thing that the book teaches you is to write every single morning. And I suggest you to do the same thing with journaling. You know, try it for a week, and I guarantee you'll love it. Make it part of your morning routine, because when you do it every single morning, that is when you get the best results. When you wake up first, you are the most clear about the thoughts that you have. You're not getting distracted by looking at your mobile phone. You're not going to go talk to your friends. You're not scrolling on Facebook. You're going to wake up, and whatever thoughts you have, you're going to just word vomit onto your papers. I thought that it would be really hard for me to write 3 pages. And in the beginning, it might be. You might just say, I don't know what to write about. I don't know what to write about. But then if you ask yourself a few prompts to get you started, I guarantee you, you're just going to go on this writing spree of just self-reflection, and you're going to absolutely love it. So the way I've done it is I incorporate my journaling into my morning routine. And the reason I do is because every single morning, I know I love doing this, and I know it's the first thing I do. The moment I finish it, I feel that I've already smashed my goals for the day, and I've taken control of my day, because I said I was going to journal. I journaled. Boom. My day is already off to an incredible start. So that is something that I absolutely love doing, is just putting that right in the first thing in the morning, getting it out of the way. The thoughts are cleared, starting the day strong. And with journaling, for those of you who don't know what to write about, I'm going to provide some starting questions that I used to use below. In this book, it was really, really helpful because every week there's a list of questions that you go through that you answer to help you kind of find yourself. And that is the purpose that I've been using journaling for, is really to find myself and discover what the blocks in my life were. So for example, one of the weeks, it asks you to revisit your past fears and major people in your life that have affected you. So maybe you had a really mean friend, or a father who just disrespected you and was rude to you, a bully at school, a teacher that told you you would never succeed. You know, these things stick with you till you're older, and those are things that you remember, so that when something happens to you in your everyday life, you say, shit, I can't do it. And it's because you haven't let go of one of these blocks. So there's a lot of different questions that kind of help you uncover where your problems come from and how you can get rid of them. And so for me, with journaling, I discovered it made me ask myself questions of why do I feel sad in situations like this? Why did this moment make me feel happy, and how can I recreate it, right? So I think the best way, as I had said last time, is you ask yourself 2 questions in your journaling method. The first one is you ask yourself, what was my magic moment or the incredible thing that happened to me yesterday? And then the reason why you ask yourself that is because then you start asking, how did I feel that way? And what can I do to recreate that feeling? And why is that feeling important to me, right? So when you start asking yourself crazy questions like this, damn, you find some things. You open up a can of worms. And if you're ready, if you're someone who's like me, who is really ready to make a change and improve themselves, I find journaling so useful for that. It's gotten to the point where anytime I have an argument or something goes wrong in my life, I literally pull out my journal and I write it out down so that I don't take it out on anyone else. Anyways, so the second question that you want to ask yourself during your journaling practice is, what is my goal for today, or what is my intention for today? You can even say, how do I want to feel today, right? You just basically, all you're saying is you are giving the day that you are going into a purpose. So when you wake up, you feel like you are waking up with a purpose. You're not just waking up so you can sit on your couch and watch Netflix all day. You're waking up so you can go to the gym. You're waking up so you can finish that essay you said you would write. You are waking up so you can apply to those 30 jobs that you had put off for a month. Give yourself a purpose. Those are the 2 big questions that I work with. And then I find that I often reflect on the day before and why I liked it. And honestly, anything that comes to my mind, I put it down on into my journal. It's like talking to your best friend. And for me, that's really important, because as I'm traveling right now, all my friends are in different time zones and I don't have anyone to talk to. So writing in my journal is my way of just like talking to my best friend and asking for my best friend for advice. If I'm upset at somebody, I write it in my journal, but I don't yell at that person. I just write all those feelings in my journal, and I ask myself, why did that person make me upset? Did I react properly? Right? It's really, really good for self-reflection. So I really do encourage you to practice journal writing and to get a really good, nice notebook, really good pens. So it's almost like you're treating yourself. It's a really fun thing to do. And I'll attach some links below for some questions that you can use to get started for your own journal writing. But the most important thing is, I think, to try and make it a routine. You will see a lot of results when you start doing it every day. Not just once a week, but every day. That is when you start getting into this flow and you start making a whole process out of it. So for me, every morning, as soon as I wake up, the alarm is off, I jump up and I write in my journal. And then what I'll also do is I've started to play music in the background to help me get into the zone for journaling. So for example, I go into YouTube and I Google songs like meditation music or affirmation music. You can see here I have something related to like chakra healing, and I just pick a new song every single morning, and it's just like background music. So then it's like when you're writing and when you reread what you're writing, it sounds extremely inspirational. And truly, I love journaling. It's very, very self-reflective, super easy, honestly, low risk. You can even do it on the go. If you're not a writer, use your phone, type it in your notes, write an email to yourself and keep a folder for them. Like, there are so many different ways to do this. It is so accessible for anyone. I really encourage you to try it. So for those of you out there that do currently practice journaling, let me know, what are the questions that you ask yourself? And what is your routine? What does your morning routine look like? And for those of you who haven't tried this yet, give it a go. Do it for a few days and let me know if you've learned anything about yourself and if you need more guidance. For me, I find that it's best when I'm by myself and not around other people, because I'm scared they're going to look at what I'm writing, and I can really just go inside my own head and write down exactly what I want. And the really important rule is I never share my journal with anybody. I write it for myself. I write with my own name in there. I write as if like, Charlotte, you're crazy. That's how I write it. And I also believe the way that Julia Cameron teaches it is that you actually don't go back and reread the pages. And that's what I have done as well. I never go back and reread my pages. It's because I don't want to go back and identify myself to a past self. You will notice there's so much growth in yourself as you're writing these pages that sometimes if you go back, you'll read it and be like, who the hell is this person that wrote this? That doesn't sound like me, because you've already changed so much. And for me, that's what happened. So I never go back and I never reread my pages. I try and really make a ceremony out of it every time I have to throw away a book or buy a new book, because I just love the process so much. So celebrate it. Try journaling. I absolutely love it. So I will see you guys in the next video.